feel kind of bad. I haven't given this brand the recognition it deserves, quite frankly. And it's been well over a year since I had one of their whiskeys on the channel, and I'll be completely honest, I don't ever recall trying this. So it's a first for me, and a first for the channel. Nice. Let's drink some whiskey. Welcome to Whisky and Whiskey. I'm the Whiskey Chaser Brian here in Christy's bar, Kilkenny. I hope you're keeping well. So yeah, it's been around a while, won plenty of accolades. It's widely available as it's part of the core range of whiskies released by Tullamore D.E.W. Oh yeah, it's affordable AF. And we have some blended whiskey on our hands here today, people. This is the 12-year-old Special Reserve blended whiskey from Tullamore D.E.W. So when you think blends from Tullamore D.E.W, you think blend of grain, pot still, and malt. Yes, you heard me right. They use all three styles of Irish whiskey to make it the fourth style. Originally released for the travel retail market, this bottling has been around for quite some time and has taken on a number of different looks. This happens to be the most recent edition of its cloak. Now, I know what you're thinking. Brian, didn't the brand new Tullamore state-of-the-art D.E.W distillery open in 2014? And yes, they did. But Tullamore D.E.W was also under license to Midleton Distillery for a long time. So you can probably guess where the old stock for some of the older age statement releases come from. Now, to be fair to myself, I did a fantastically informative video on the Tullamore D.E.W XO a while back. And in that video, I ranted and raved about the history of the Tully brand, how they came to be, the change in ownerships, the rise, fall of, and eventually procurement by Midleton, and the sale to William Grant & Sons. It's a long history. I'll link the video here. Check it out. A ton of info. To be fair, I did my homework. So here for me is where things get a little unclear. This does use a blend of grain, malt, and pot still, like I already mentioned, but how much, I don't know exactly. I have no idea of the quantities, but I'm told it's heavy on the malt and particularly the pot still liquid in this particular release. Now, there are whiskies used between 12 and 15 years of age here, a fairly low ABV of 40%, and the whiskey has used both bourbon and Oloroso to mature and finish. Now, here's where it gets confusing for me. Some of my research turned up that only the pot still whiskey that's used in this is finished in Oloroso, and the rest of the whiskeys are matured in bourbon. Then, some of my other research turned up that all whiskeys used here are matured in both bourbon and Oloroso, and some, only finished in Oloroso. So it's a bit of a confusing one. If anyone can clear that up for me, then leave a comment down below. Mucho apreciado. Also, yes, this whiskey features on our new 100 Whiskies of Ireland Scratch Off bucket list poster that you can avail of 20% off of down below. There's a link. I'll leave it down there. It's just for limited time being. It's the cheapest chips anyway. Practically giving these away. Like I said, for the next few weeks, we will be focusing on working off of this poster. So grab one if you can and join in. Lost my blue tick, blue tack, son of a bitch. Join in, pick one up and follow our journey. It's our journey. I shall scratch this off now and find a pen thing, scratcher. Where's my blue tack? Oh, it's here. So on this one, we are down at the very bottom right of the poster. Yes. There we are, 2 down. Thing of beauty. That'll do. Let's get this in the glass and onto the palate. And we pour. All right, so while we're giving that a chance to breathe, once again, the whiskey, this is a 12-year-old blended whiskey using all three types of Irish whiskey. We have grain, we have malt and pot still, heavy on the malt and pot still, bourbon and Oloroso to mature and finish. Whiskies aged between 12 and 15 years of age here and 40% ABV. Shit, the price. Yeah, so this falls into under the 50 euros category for a 12-year-old Irish whiskey. Now, call me crazy, but that's not bad. What the? I've lost what I was saying. I was going on about price and 50 euros for that whiskey. Goddamn poster fell off. Right, so the 50 euros for the blended whiskey, not bad considering that some of the whiskeys that we've had that are blended on the channel have been up around the 50 euro mark, and none of them with this particular age statement. So I know it's 40% ABV, a little on the light side, but look, let's do some notes. It's been sitting here for a little bit as I fix the poster. It's had a chance to breathe. Let's do it. Okay. On the nose, I'm getting like almost a little bit of like a perfumed note, along with some like lovely kind of vanilla sweetness. It's really kind of a subtle whiskey. It's not robust. It's you know, it's not very intense. A little bit of spice notes there, a little bit of the malty note kind of coming through now. A little bit of nuttiness, touch of nuttiness kind of coming through there, mixing it with a little bit of oak, kind of that kind of woody nuttiness nose. Now think subtle, subtle. Yeah, it's thin is what it's coming. It's not the most complex thing. A little bit of pot still spices in there. A little bit of lemon zest in there. You know, it's just a nicely kind of, there's just a nice sweet kind of little bit woody, little bit nutty, vanilla-y nose, maybe with a touch of honey. Ah, there's the malty notes coming through a little bit better. Okay. Definitely getting some malt. Kind of, I just got a whack of apples there, orchard fruits. Yeah, the kind of more you agitate it, the more it comes out. Definitely, yeah. Apple skin, actually. More so than apples. It's opening up a little bit better now. Like I said, so you have all those notes and then the malty notes kind of coming through, definitely. A little bit of kind of maybe a chili pepper spice. You're kidding me. This is very frustrating. This is incredibly frustrating. If it falls again, I'm leaving it. All right, so those are on the nose. On the palate, sláinte. A little bit of dark chocolate there. A little bit of sweet nuttiness. I don't want to say vanilla because it's not vanilla. Almost like a touch of hazelnut to it there. A little bit of bitterness. That's the Christy's Wi-Fi password if you're looking for it. Another sup, sláinte. A little bit of kind of what's coming through is like a light chili dusting, chili pepper spice. But it's a little bit on the thin side. Some might like that. It's a little bit woody. It's a little bit nutty. A touch of the malt notes coming through there. The finish then, a little bit on the drier side for this, right? So that's, I'm guessing the Oloroso coming through. And a little bit of kind of zest, like a lemon or an orange zest, more lemon zest. Very unobtrusive. Yeah. Medium kind of finish on it. All right, so my thoughts. Firstly, I think it's a little on the light side for my palate personally. However, I do think that the 50 euro price tag or thereabouts, some places are just a touch cheaper, some places just a touch more expensive. Generally speaking, in between 45 and 50. The quality of this is quite good. So, is it the most forward on the notes, on the flavors? Not really. But then again, it is 40% ABV. I'm putting it down to that, a touch on the light side. I think this opened up at maybe 46% would be an astounding whiskey. There's nothing wrong with this, nothing out of place with this, but that's just my personal opinion. I'd like to see it at 46%, 40%, little light, but for the price, just right. Would I buy a bottle of this? No, but I would buy a dram if I was in a pub. Just to be like, okay, yes, I remember what that's like now, that's nice. I don't think it's bad whiskey. If you're into blended whiskeys, right, and you like an age statement of a blended whiskey, yeah, between 45 and 50 quid, you're not going too far wrong here. I'll be honest, I think it's a good buy. Would I buy it? No, because I like my whiskeys a little bit stronger, right? But that's me personally. I would say to you, try before you buy, but if you like a kind of lighter style Irish whiskey with a little bit of kind of those Oloroso notes and apple notes coming through, for the price, look, I don't think you could go too far wrong, in my opinion. That's just me. So yeah, before we go, I have a poster, like we mentioned already, down below. I'll leave a link. You can pick one of these bad boys up for you, 20% off for the next little while, and for the next few weeks we will be going through and scratching off some of these. We did Tully today, we've already done Middleton Very Rare, and during the week I will of course go through and scratch off all of the ones that I've done already on this, and if you'd like to keep up, by all means do. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you are interested and engaged in the content that I'm putting out, because these things take forever to produce, to edit, to upload, and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is literally quite all we have for you this week in Christy's bar here. It's been an absolute pleasure, and until next week, keep it Irish. Sláinte.